We're ready for game number 3.
Yes, we are. It's going to be New Gettysburg.
Yeah. This map could be crazy for Archon mode. When you think about the islands that you could take, I definitely think we'll be seeing a little bit of that going into this one.
Yeah.
I mean, managing
even like the bridge, or you could like take hidden bases even, try to defend that. It's a lot of opportunity for cool stuff to happen in this one.
Definitely so. Looks like we are starting game number 3, guys. Let's see if Team SSL can close it out, or if the GSL team will bring it back.
Here we are on New Gettysburg, and we already do have 2 SCVs going out, but down in the bottom left, the Zerg team, it is Solar and Dark, Team SSL.
And their opponents going for a 2 racks proxy here. It is Team GSL. And
they've had enough. They're like, we just gotta end them with the cheese, or end us with the cheese.
Imagine this scenario for a moment, Valdez. SOS is pissed. He doesn't like Bjorn. He's like, he took my BlizzCon title. They're sitting in the booth together, and SOS just takes 2 SCVs, and Bjorn's like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, this is my time. I'm gonna do this. Look at me. He's like, I took the SCVs. They're mine. What are you gonna do? You're gonna take them back? The whole communication breaks down. He 2 racks proxy. Bjorn's like, no, I wanted the money. How
awkward would it have been if SOS just like started moving all the SCVs around and like trolling and stuff? And
he just
we're on
like
TV here, and Bjorn's like, what's going on?
He just boxes them and presses S. They all just stop.
Yeah,
and Bjorn's like, oh my god, what are you doing? He's like, man, you're real mad about that finals, aren't you?
Oh man.
Let's see how well this works.
Look at the build, actually, from Dark and Solar. They make pool first, actually, and they go for the hatchery after. So this is about as safe of a build as they can go for, though the bunkers are out of line of sight here because that hatchery is not done and nothing to scout.
Nobody expects the 2 racks proxy. What is this, 2013? Is this Maru in Game 7? Okay, here's the scout. Now, they will have to let this hatchery go, which creates a pretty interesting circumstance because when they let the hatch go, it becomes 1 base. And we see the Rotoran. Dark himself, was it Dark versus Alive, I think, in the Pro League match where, you know...
Yeah, Alive made 4 racks.
Yeah.
He went, like, super all in.
And I believe it was Alive. It was a while back now, but Dark defended with roaches and microed like crazy and won the game on 1 base. We could see that again here. I mean, Dark's done it before.
Yeah, that was a crazy one because he lost his spawning pool, but he used the broodlings from the spawning pool dying to help get us around and get those queens and roaches on top of the Marines. Now, we do have a wall of bunkers here, so this is a decent committal here from Team GSL.
The next step is to get an eBay and get Neo Steel frames, and then when you have these bunkers that have 6 Marines in them, no way they'll ever get out. And the next logical step for Team SSL is to get Drop Overlords, do a Roach drop, and take the island. No, they're going to go Ravager.
I liked your idea, though.
I liked my idea, too. I thought it was a good idea, okay? Yeah. Look, I said earlier I wanted the Lurker drop. We got it. Maybe my dreams come true. Maybe I just dictate this like I'm the conductor. That would be amazing, but unfortunately, alas, just Ravager poke these bunkers until eventually they get salvaged. It's like a safe, natural GSL expands back at home. No fun. That's no fun.
No salvage either.
Yeah, actually, it looks like he'll get this one at least. And the last one, I'm not entirely sure why he did not just go ahead and salvage that. I guess want to get a little bit more value, but will not, in fact, even save the Marines here.
And I mean, this is still a somewhat scary poking army that we have from the Zerg team. He is going to move across the map because he was forced to make these units, so he might as well try to do some damage anyway. There is 1 bunker at the top of the ramp.
He needs siege tank tech. Now, landing these barracks on the end of this ramp, if it could create a block, would be really cool, but I don't think it's quite going to work that way, unfortunately. So he's just going to send these barracks home. He needs that siege tank ASAPly, and now it's coming out. Obviously, a Liberator would be useful, but due to the nature of siege tanks and Liberators, when they're in siege mode, they cannot move, which means they cannot dodge biles. So this is still going to be a big challenge. The positioning is going to be important. And
look at this. Even just one more Ravager is really going to help. If he wants to burst down that bunker, he definitely could. No repair, actually, on that supply depot, so it will go down. Supply blocking him.
The bile usage there very useful because it hits both the bunker and the depot. Now he's going to do the same where he hits both the SCVs and the depot, or excuse me, and the bunker, and force some micro to be used. That siege tank is so far back, they would have to lose a few Ravagers to commit to it, and because of the range of bile. He's not going to do so. Just going to siege up this base for the time being. I guess wanted to make an overseer there, but decided against.
You know, he could still poke those supply depots on the right side if he got some vision over there. Oh, man. That's really kind of scary. He's got to be careful about that.
If this was not Archon mode, I would shun this move. But, hey, I mean, since it's going to get patched out soon, we might as well watch as much tank back as we can. Good dodge. Oh, flew back in. Pro gamers are human after all.
No, man, it's not true. There was just a bug in the code.
Okay, finally we'll actually secure a natural.
And this is the thing about this map, just because of the nature of the bridge, you can get over there so fast and do these kinds of pushes with your Ravagers and really put on a lot of early game pressure. But if it goes to 2 bases, 3 bases, generally you get a very long game because the bridge isn't really viable anymore with the amount of units you can use to defend it and get a better position. And of course the map is quite large, just going from right side to left side, right down the middle. So you need to break down rocks if you want the faster path, and even then it's still pretty far. So we get these longer games.
Yeah, really curious to see how this Mutalisk play works out here. Obviously, because these Mutalisks are unscouted, Team GSL may just simply lose these medevacs. Not targeting that hatch back there, very aggressively targeting drones specifically. Now we'll hit the hatch. Obviously the hatch is something they can just fall back to and get for free, but the longer they let the hatch up, the more health it has, the more chance there is of defending. And speaking of which, Mutas are out. He wants to trick them. Yeah, very well done. Very well done here by Team SSL. One medevac dead for sure here. Nice juke, but the boosters run out. And I guess he'll buy these siege tanks a little bit more time. You know what, if either of these siege tanks get away, it's crazy. Okay, it's not going to happen.
I like that he focuses down the tanks first because, you know, that medevac is flying straight towards your base where you have queens. You try to poke it with that, you can always come back with your medevacs.
Well, the medevac might actually scout roach speed, which would be pretty important. Because we might actually see like a follow-up 3-base roach burrow movement kind of attack, considering the weird nature of this game and how small of a bio army the Terran has because of the commitment to siege tanks and also that drop. Stim will be done, but I mean the bio army will be small enough that a large roach force could really just crash through.
There's only one tank too, so it really doesn't have much to deal with the high number of roaches that are being made right now. And you can always harass with the Mutas first. You can try to pick off that tank. A lot of turrets were made as well. So let's see this micro now from the Zerg team.
Yeah, here come the Mutas coming in here, and there just really isn't a whole lot yet for you know, Team GSL to help defend us. This one turret here, you know, does help buy time for the Marines to get over. Stim is so close to being done, 1 second away, and it looks like you can see the Mutas considering trying to snipe that. But it did not happen. Bunkers over here are empty. This is scouted as well. One Marine pops in. It looks like he didn't really commit to roaches, though. And by he, again, I keep saying he because that's how I'm used to commentating. He made 14, but no more, and is not attacking with them at this time. Nice repair here. Quick reaction there by Team GSL to save that refinery. Very critical right now, as gas is important for those medevacs, and getting 2-2, which they'd like to start promptly here. 1-1 is completed. Might go for a mule snipe. Oh, sniped! Get out of there.
Yeah, that's the power of the Archon mode. I wonder who is doing the control, actually, for the Mutas, and who's just macroing at home. Look at that, you can even dance around like this.
I think that there's probably a little bit of both going on, if I had to guess. I'd say probably right now it's either solar or dark. While the other's macroing, someone's like, all right, let me handle these Mutas, you work on this right now. They probably are shifting the focus occasionally.
Okay, I'm looking down at their hands right now, and I think it's Dark controlling the Mutas.
It feels like Dark. Like, Solar is not the personality type to dance mutas in front of his opponent.
Yeah. Just
Dark's
because
a little more aggressive.
I'm looking at Solar's mouse hand, and he's not right-clicking all that much, so he's probably just clicking at, you know, buildings and selecting stuff, and, you know, using his keyboard more so, whereas Dark has to be continuously right-clicking.
And then Dark comes back and he's like, Dark comes back and he's like, why'd you make Infestors? I didn't tell you what. Infestors? He's like, that's not meta. I mean, this is almost a pure Marine army here. The only thing that there is those 3 tanks. Infestors with good fungals and a surprise burrow in, burrow 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, the only thing is that there's no Baneling Nest, so he's just going to be going purely, you know, Adrenal Glands, Lings, and, you know, he's got like 3 Ravagers still for some corrosive biles if he gets fungals.
This is like what Epixo T-Gun would do when I lived with him in the Gom house, man. This is like the style he was running for a little while. This is pretty wild, but, you know, if you have 2 people controlling, the fungals can be incredible, and they're looking to surprise Team GSL with that. Let's see when they decide to move out, because they could move out now with a surprise, try to kill the Marines and just win the game. They could try to have the ultimate composition where they have a bunch of Ultras too, and better upgrades. I think the longer they wait, the Infestor tech becomes a little bit less useful, obviously because the Terran can have a large army to deal with that. This will get shut down, not really much that can be done about that. Okay, they show the Infestor tech, so no longer are going to surprise with that.
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about it much, but this is kind of like the defensive style that you would do if you want to go fast ultras, you know, for just like playing a normal game. But the Terran was so crippled early on from the build that he did, and, you know, not getting too much damage, and then the follow-up pressure from the Zerg that they didn't really need the Infestors. The Infestors would have been good if Bian and SOS did go for a push, but I mean, now I guess they have them, and as you said, they do have burrows, so you can definitely do a nice number to that heavy Marine count.
Well, even if you know that the Infestors are out there, it means you have to scan more, and you can still just miss them. You know, it's definitely a possibility. Okay, siege tanks in front here. Fungals hit mostly tanks. The second fungal is solid, though, and this Roach army starting to put the damage down here. Liberators come in a bit late, I'd say, and this is an amazing trade for Team SSL, who then start 3 more Ultras for 6 in total. 1 Infestor survives, and this tank needs to get picked up. And even still, look at this muleless control. Oh!
GG,
GG!
that's it!
Sad face from SOS. Team SSL are the CrossFinal champions here for Season 2 in Archon mode.
There you go. They pick up a nice chunk of money as well.
I always knew our Star League was a better Star League, Valdez.
They proved it tonight, Wolf.
Only in the GSL, the worst Star League, could a teamless player win the championship.
Oh man, you're such a troll. There's one guy out there that's like, no, he doesn't get it. It's okay. Calm down, guy.
Well, I did not expect a 3-0.
Neither did I. I thought it was going to be a lot closer, but the Zerg power was real. You know, so much for underpowered race there. At least in Archon mode, it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, even in Game 2, Zerg was very dominant through the early and mid-game. Who knows what happened there with that 2 barracks proxy? I like to think that my dream, like, fan fiction about SOS being like, no! It's like taking the SCVs is what actually happened, but I guess they just decided to cheese there. Didn't work out. But
yeah, and, you know, a Terran and Protoss playing Terran versus 2 Zergs playing Zerg. You know, you could argue it's unfair, but at the end of the day, we did see, I feel like Solar and Dark did play that race a little bit better than SOS and Beyond were playing the Terran.
Yeah, I feel like the Zerg game that we saw in Game 2 as well, you mentioned the creep spread was lacking and stuff like that. But I don't want to be critical of these players. It was Archon show match. But now that we've done this part, this was just like the appetizer, okay? That was the calamari your mom ordered, but you're like, why'd you get calamari? She's like, I just want to try it. That's what we just did, basically. That was the calamari, but now we're getting the steak dinner.
It was delicious. I mean, it was all right, you know.
Now we got the steak dinner coming up. It's like a full course meal. We got the round of 4. All 3 of these upcoming matches, the first round of 4, the second round of 4, and the finals will all be best of 5s. So potentially 15 more games coming up. So do tell your friends about that. We are going to have an interview, though.
I want to see what these guys have to say about this. I hope there's a bit of trash talk. But let's see what they have to say. I would assume that all 4 players are up there. I did just take a look, and I was correct.
네, 두 선수
We're gonna
경기
talk
전부터
with Team
부스 안에서
SSL
정말
first.
많은 얘기를 나눴는데 좀 짜놓은 작전이 있었을 것 같아요.
Both of you were talking a lot in the booth before the match. Were you guys preparing strategies?
오늘 이 4명의 선수
We didn't have a
중에서
prepared
가장
strategy, but
진지
Solar
선수가 강민수 선수가 아니었을까 싶어요.
did tell me to
대기실에서
just,
왔는데
take care of the micro, do all the hard stuff. I'll just make the units.
그렇게 상금에 대한 욕심이 물이 올랐다고. 오늘 본인에게 돌아올 상금 2,250만 원.
Question to Solar.
계산을 끝내놨다고 들었는데.
He's very greedy for prize money these days. He's playing extra hard. He's picking up all the championships recently.
같이 하니까 약간 저거의 완전체가 된 것 같아요.
Really satisfied that we won.
자,
Both of us being Zerg players,
선수와 변현우 선수의
it really felt like we were the hive mind, together there in that match.
두 선수의 적은 좀 어떻게 평가하시나요?
유진이 형이 원래
Talking about set 2,
되게 잘했었거든요.
네.
근데 좀
how would you rate the Zerg play of Byeon and
원래
SOS?
저도 되게 무서웠는데 유진이 형이 그쪽을 잘해서
네.
그래도 좀
SOS, I used to be very afraid of him, but I don't feel too scared of him now after seeing that play.
승리의 공헌도로 따진다면 본인에게 상금 얼마나 주어져야 된다고 생각하시나요?
So Dark, it's an even split when it comes to prize money.
아, 강민수 선수에게
Do you feel like either of you guys should be played a little bit more?
영우 형한테 10,000원 정도 주고 제가 400 가져와야 될 것 같아요.
Dark says maybe I should take 60%.
알겠습니다. 자, 이번에는 GSL 팀 만나보겠습니다.
Solar says, yeah, maybe Dark should be played less.
paid less. 인터뷰를 하러 와서
SOS is like looking up at something this entire time.
I think he was looking at the big screen.
Yeah, he's like, wow, I'm on the big screen. So, how was the Zerg play that you did today? Coming to Legacy of the Void, my pros wasn't that great either. I'm like, he only made it to a GSL finals. What a chump.
Yeah.
So, in reference to that, like, were you actually trying to get revenge on Byeon instead of playing against the other team? SOS is like, sometimes I had my hands off the keyboard, I'm not gonna lie.
오늘 이 김민수 선수와 같은 팀을 해서 어떤 마음이 들었나요?
How did it feel playing with SOS is the question.
네.
그런 소문이 프로게이머들 사이에 돌았는데 이 경기 보고 이제 그러니까
There's a rumor that SOS is really good at off race.
아 근데 이 경기 때 보니까
But today I feel like he was trying to lose. He didn't seem like he really wanted to win.
아, 또 이렇게 훈훈하게 답변을 해주셨는데 그럼
And he's like saying, jokes aside,
만약 오늘 이신영 선수 한 팀이었다면
he said, I think SOS played well and I'm the reason why we
결과는
lost.
어땠을까요?
In real talk.
그러니까 이 자리가 바뀌었겠죠. 저희가
네, 알겠습니다. 김민진 선수는
I missed the question, the next
250만 원은
one.
그냥 주고 나머지 2천만 원을 가져가겠다.
What if SOS won the GSL finals and Byeon just ignored the question?
어떠셨나요?
The crowd cheered for some reason. I missed something, some reference there, but so SOS gets the same question. He just said he's here to have fun today.
즐기신 것 같습니다, 김민진 선수가.
Maybe they're trying to bring out some drama, some feelings from these guys.
네,
So,
잠시 후면 본격적으로
I didn't get to play my
4강전부터
race, so obviously that's a bit unfortunate.
2016 시즌에
Very, very tame interview there. They wanted to bring up the spark of the potential hatred I was talking about, joking about earlier, but they were not going to give us what we wanted. So now asking Dark about the actual upcoming tournament, the round of 4. I came second place in the last CrossFinals, and now I want to win the whole thing. And I want this to be revenge for getting second in the Starleague Finals.
This is a real party for StarCraft 2. That's what Solar says. But it'll definitely mean a lot more if I actually got to win as well. Byeon would like to know who's the player that danced the units playing against me. Turns out it was Solar.
Oh my god, I would have never known. I thought it was Dark.
Says, I can't wait to play you.
우승까지는 아니더라도 최대한 즐겁게 하겠습니다.
There's a lot of good players. I would like to win it, but I'm really just here to enjoy, have some fun. So I hope it's a really good experience for everyone, for me. There you have it.
Yep. Our next match will be Biana versus Solar. And it's coming up in just a few. I know a lot of people know this is on because it's on much earlier than our normal time. So do go spread the word on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, IRC, Discord.
Tell your mom.
Go outside
your
and yell down the street.
Hey, CrossFinals is on.
Yeah, just hey. It's like some guy
Get
walking
your
his dog.
vuvuzela
He looks at you a little bit weird. You're like, no, like download the Twitch app on your phone and watch it.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You got to tell everyone. I want everyone to know.
Especially now that the Archon mode is over, the appetizer has been eaten, and we are going to be getting into that round of 4 after a break, I would assume.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's Solar and SOS, not Solar and Biana. I misspoke earlier, but yeah. We are going to have a break, and we're going to go into that in just a few minutes, guys, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.